Hi everyone, I'm Jeannie, and I'm going to be sharing my 1 year of learning how to code. It's been full of unexpected challenges and learning opportunities. That's what I would write on my job applications. However, I'll let you in on a little secret. It was an absolute shit fest. This is pretty much how it started.
Jesse! Jesse! Jesse, wake up. Wake up. Wake up! Damn. Wake up!
So I ended up finding PHP, and after the first few question marks, I decided it was not the way to go. Then, the magic YouTube algorithm, it somehow knew what I wanted, and it showed me a documentary for Vue 3. I was inspired and completely captured. I didn't understand what a DOM or any of the specific it was talking about, but it was amazing. So I jumped right in. And I know what you may be thinking at this point. Vue 3 is not a language, but hey, I didn't know that. But I was finally introduced to the cesspit of what the JavaScript framework ecosystem was. After a month, it was done, my first project.
Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste.
It wasn't the fanciest, but I made it with my blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of tears. At this point, I felt limited by my knowledge, so I decided to look for a course. Suddenly, I was drawn to the pretty colors and the cool effects I found on a course by Bruno Simon, a soft-spoken Frenchman. His voice made it easy to follow along the many hours of tutorials I followed this course, step by step, pausing in between every single move, copying, pasting. I was drilling my mind with informations and techniques, still not really understanding how JavaScript was working, but putting stuff together bit by bit. Learning 3D web development, however, opened another black hole. That is Blender. Blender is an open source software with a lot of buttons. I managed to learn what they did and how to use them, but my imagination was limiting me. At this point, if you haven't guessed, I went back to Vue 3. But this time, I was back with the knowledge of JavaScript. And boy, it made Vue so much easier. And I felt like I had the power. I was able to do so much stuff, like to do apps. Wait, that was pretty much it. I was limited by what you can only do on the client side. So I then discovered the love for Express running on Node.js. Node.js was made by this crazy guy, Ryan Dahl. People hated him for it. JavaScript wasn't made to run for this kind of stuff, but he did it anyway. Now, front-end developers had the power to make APIs in the same language they've been learning all this time, JavaScript. Express enabled me to make API endpoints, allowing the front end to communicate with the back end. I went wild. Authentication, booking, messaging. I built and built. At this point, something in my brain was connecting. The neurons firing in places that haven't fired for years. I felt like I was understanding the concepts and learning libraries much quicker and without watching YouTube tutorials on and on. I was reading documentations. At this point, coding took over my life. Laying in bed, watching coding videos, shitting in the toilet thinking how to fix bugs, showering thinking of a new shiny feature to code, One of the videos I watched told me to join a community or to go to meetups and socialize. First of all, I'm an introvert, so I won't be going outside anytime soon. However, joining a community sounded like a good idea. I jumped on Google, typed coding communities on Discord, and stumbled upon a few large communities. Honestly, the first Discords I joined had hundreds and hundreds of active users. It was hard to follow along in the chats or to even get started. I gave up until the next day. I tried again and found a community of 4 people. I joined, said hello, and was instantly greeted and got some friends instantly. And somehow I was able to find a community with people around the same skills level. I was so lucky everyone was in the same boat and everyone knew a different technology which they didn't mind sharing or even explaining how it worked. During one of those conversations, I was introduced to MongoDB, or more specifically Mongoose, an ORM. It transformed my backend code from this ugly, shitty, long SQL statements to these useful and easy to read queries. At this time, I started learning TypeScript. TypeScript changed my life. It added restrictions to places that JavaScript needed restrictions. For example, you don't want to be able to pass a Boolean value into a number, do you? It doesn't make sense. And TypeScript tells you just that. It makes you think about what you are coding and makes you catch silly mistakes earlier. Looking back on my journey, I realized that learning to code has been one of the most rewarding and fulfilling experiences of my life. It has opened new doors and opportunities that allowed me to connect with amazing people from all over the world. And while there has been some challenges along the way, the joy and the satisfaction of creating something from scratch and seeing it come to life is truly priceless. If you're thinking about learning how to code, I encourage you to take the leap and give it a try. It may seem scary at first, but with persistence, dedication, and willingness to learn, you can achieve great things. And who knows, you may just discover a new passion that will change your life forever. If you're interested in continuing this journey with me, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.